Hoş geldiniz. Günaydın, nasılsınız? Dünkü maceralı uçak yolculuklarından sonra bugün umut ediyorum ki çok güzel bir gün olacak. Bu sene Antalya'da 4.'sünü ama toplamda 5.'sini yaptığımız Atom Kampı adı altında başlattığımız fakat bu sene Startup Turkey adıyla devam ettiğimiz ve yurt dışından da misafirleri olduğu toplantımızın 5.'sini yapıyoruz. Gerçekten ben de heyecanlıyım. Çünkü ilk toplantımızı gene Antalya'da yaptığımızda bir fotoğraf karesine sığan kişi kadar yapmıştık. Yaklaşık 80 kişi falandık. Rixos Belek'te yapmıştık. Bugün ve yarın otelin tümü dolu. Ve bu gerçekten hem internetin Türkiye'de büyümesi açısından çok önemli. İnternetin büyüdüğünü görüyoruz. Girişimcilik ekosisteminin çok hızlı geliştiğini görüyoruz. Bu beni heyecanlandırıyor. Eminim ki sizleri de heyecanlandırıyor. Ve bu büyümeyi de iş paydaşlarımızla, ortaklarımızla paylaşmak çok sevindirici. Ve gelecekte de girişimcilerin gideceği yolu görmek açısından Türkiye ekonomisine bence bu kadar hani çok ciddi tarafa girdiğimizde, çünkü bugün sağ olsunlar Hazine Müsteşarlığımızdan da konuklarımız var ve melek yatırımcılıkla ilgili yönetmelik de bugün yayınlandı. Geldiğimiz nokta bugün için ilerliyor ve gelecekte de çok daha iyi olacak. Bugünkü konumuz ve programımızı internetten bulabilirsiniz ve aynı şekilde programları da kapının önünde koyduk. Sahnede olmayacağım bugün. Alan Tyler, Endeavor Global'den çok teşekkür ederim. Kendisi kabul etti. 2 günlük programı o yönetecek. Ben size sadece hoş geldiniz ve iyi ki geldiniz demek için sahneye çıktım. Ve Alan Tyler'ı ben davet etmek istiyorum.
How you doing?
Thank you.
Sure.
And I'll give you the speech to you.
Okay, very good. Good morning, everyone. This is where you can say good morning. Okay. I don't speak Turkish, so I have no idea what Burak said about me, but I hope it was nice. My name is Alan Taylor. I work for a great group called Endeavor that has worked with Home for the last several years now. I'm based in San Francisco, California, but I came here to be with you guys for the next couple of days because I think this is the most global and most sort of international exciting version of this conference that we've ever had. I hear there'll be over 400 people here in the next today and tomorrow, including people from over 18 different countries. So it's a pretty exciting moment for Turkey. My job is to keep this fun, moving, and exciting while we listen to 52 different speakers today and tomorrow. So the first thing we need to do is the program will be both in Turkish and in English. So if you need translation, there is simultaneous translation available, and I highly recommend it so that you can understand all the really good jokes that I will tell in between the different speakers. Like that one. That nobody really laughed at. Okay, so without further ado, I'll be with you guys all day today. Hopefully we're going to have a lot of fun, but we're going to bring up our first speaker, who is a professor here at Ozan University, Erhan Erkut, who's been here before at this conference, but he's going to kick us off, and I want you to give him a very warm round of applause and welcome to the stage. He has 15 minutes. All right.
Set. Yes, thank you. Are you ready to start up Turkey? No, you're not. You can't even start a shopping market cart with that energy. Are you ready to start up Turkey?
Yes!
A little better. We're going to have to work on this. It's getting there. It's getting there. Now, I was wondering why Burak asked me to come here. I'm very thankful to him that he actually gave me the floor for 15 minutes. And I have really no clue. I met him 4.5 years ago, before he was rich and famous, or before he was big in all senses of the term. And so he was actually pushing entrepreneurship before it was fashionable to push entrepreneurship. Now everybody in Turkey wants to have something to do with entrepreneurship because it's fashionable, because it's sexy. But Burak is actually a laborer of entrepreneurship who started this at least, well, I met you 4.5 years ago. You must have started 6, 7 years ago. So please give a big hand to Burak. I think the reason he wanted me to be up here was to show that he's not the only one thinking big on entrepreneurship in all senses of the term. I'm a social entrepreneur. I go through most of the troubles that you go through. I have to worry about markets, I have to worry about finances, I have to worry about HR. I'm a little luckier than most of you because unlike you, I don't have to seek funding. Unlike you, somebody came to me and said, here is $1 billion. Would you like to start a university for me? But in many other respects of the term, I am an entrepreneur. How many entrepreneurs are there here? Can I see a show of hands, please? Wow, that's great. You guys have a pitch ready, correct? Whoa. You said that they were trained. If you are an entrepreneur, please stand up. Okay. Do you have a 20-second version of your pitch? If you don't have a 20-second version of your pitch, please sit down. What? It's only, these are entrepreneurs? I'm sorry. We have to start all over again. I would like to start a financially accessible research university with the goal of producing graduates that will make an immediate impact on the economy and scientists that will make an impact on the scientific community, as well as entrepreneurs that will create labor spots. I messed up the last few words. That's all I want. 20-second pitch. Come on, you can do it. If you can't do this, you're not an entrepreneur. Get up. Get up. 20-second pitch. Get up. Get up. Entrepreneurs, get up. Stand up. Get up. Stand up for your rights. Come on. Come on. 20-second pitch. 1 sentence, 2 sentences. That's all I want. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. I'm paying too much attention to the side. Come on. Come on. Come on, entrepreneurs. 20 seconds. If you're not willing to stand up for your ideas for 20 seconds in front of this favorable, fashionable, friendly group, you're not entrepreneurs. Come on. Oh, my God. Thank you, sir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I'm going to go 3, 2, 1 pitch, and you will all pitch at the same time. As loud as you can. Investors in the audience, pay close attention. This is the real deal. No big deal to pitch when you have the mic and the floor. This is the competition. This is the real deal. 3, 2, 1, pitch. Excellent, sir. Thank you. A little timid, but getting there. You know why I did this? I want you to know what it feels like to be an entrepreneur. At every moment in time, at all times, there's over a dozen pitches made all over the world. Yours is just one of them. You have to make yours unique and special. You have to be heard in this cacophony of pitches. So therefore, it is important to have an effective, impactful 20-second pitch. Forget about the 2.5 minutes. Forget about the 5 minutes. You're not going to get that unless you have the 20-second pitch down flat. And you will never know when you have to deliver it. You have no idea in what sort of circumstances I had to deliver a 15, 20-second pitch. By the way, pitches are not limited to entrepreneurs. Almost all of my conversations with Hüsnü Bey are in the form of elevator pitches. I have an idea. I have 30 seconds to impress him, and then I get an answer. That's what life is all about. Also, I sort of made an attempt to put you in touch with the caveman in you. with the cave person in you. You know why? This is actually from Startup of You. It's actually the opening paragraph. It's a phrase by Muhammad Yunus. He said the cavemen were actually entrepreneurial. As cavemen, we were entrepreneurial. We had to hunt for food. We had to find clean water. We had to create knives. We had to find a mate. We had to survive every day. We were all entrepreneurial. And then what happened? The worst thing that happened to mankind, agrarian society, industrial society. We become specialized. We become machines. And when we just started doing things in a repetitive way, and entrepreneurship has been sort of weeded out of our genes. But it's not permanent. You can get back in touch with your entrepreneurial genes. Think of yourself as cavemen. Next time you pitch, act like a caveman. Act hungry, act aggressive, act energetic. That's what the investors want to see. You think they care about your idea, you're wrong. They don't care about your idea. Everybody has ideas. They care about the investor in you, the entrepreneur in you. They care about the spirit. They care about your energy, your enthusiasm. Your ideas, I'm sorry to tell you, are worthless until you start executing. So don't fall in love with your ideas. Fall in love with yourself, with your spirit, with your enthusiasm. Now, I actually had a PowerPoint presentation. Well, no, I didn't have one. I planned to prepare one. I prepare my PowerPoint presentations the night before, not because I'm busy, because that's when I deliver the best. You know, I'm under pressure. I'm that kind of a person. Unfortunately, the 45-minute plane ride turned into a 4.5-hour adventure with a brief stop at Denizli. So I ran out of time to show you slides. I kind of think this is even better to do the opening without slides. I've been involved in this entrepreneurial thinking, entrepreneurial ecosystem, partly because it is my nature. I do think I'm born as a bit of a social entrepreneur. I'm from Kayseri. People think it has something to do with that, but I don't know. My father wasn't a particularly successful entrepreneur, but he was an entrepreneur. But as I have done quite a bit of reading, by the way, reading is important for entrepreneurs. The book I just mentioned, The Startup of You, is one of the three that you should read, the other two being The Art of the Start and Lean Startup. Those are the first three books that you should read if you're dealing with startup ecosystem as any sort of player. I've given entrepreneurship quite a bit of thought, and I have concluded, I'm just going to give you the bottom line, or what I've learned from studying the Turkish ecosystem. We are very much in the beginning. We are crawling. We're trying to learn to walk. When you assess an entrepreneurial ecosystem, and I'm not talking about what I think, what he thinks, there are actually scientific ways of assessing entrepreneurial ecosystems. You look at 8 to 10 dimensions, one being know-how, one being level of education, one being banks and markets, one being the legal framework, one being the physical infrastructure, one being the cultural background of the country. When you look at all of these dimensions, it is quite understandable that entrepreneurship in Turkey is not where we would like it to be. That you can think of as the bad news, but the good news is we're making a lot of progress. I have seen a lot of progress over the 5 years I've been in this startup, which is Özyeğin University. Now, all the players are in the game, the players being the government, the private sector, the NGOs, and the university. Depending on who you work for, you put one of those players in the center. I put university in the center because I don't think you can have entrepreneurship. I mean high-tech, high-impact, high-labor entrepreneurship without a university. But if you are from the government, you might think government is the most important player. If you are in the private sector, you might think private sector is the most important player. Regardless of what you think, where you put yourself, I have to say that none of the players have brought their A game into the play yet. All of these players have to learn. For example, the private sector needs to understand that angel investment is different from other investments. They need to learn to read a term sheet. If an entrepreneur comes to you and makes a pitch and asks for 300,000 in return of 30% of equity, you don't come out and say, I'll give you 200 for 60%. That's not angel investmentship. The private sector has to learn. One of the most willing and interested players is the government. And they are doing many things right, but not everything. You will hear some great news right after me. The most impressive angel investment support there is in the world will exist in Turkey briefly, in a few weeks, hopefully, as soon as it's signed. However, with all of its good intentions, the government is still making mistakes. One of the mistakes is to give money away. That creates bad behavior, bad attitudes. It also allows poor entrepreneurs to survive. They need to engage in partnerships with the private sector early on. Giveaways don't work. Teknogirişim does not work. Also, they need to require people to take some kind of a boot camp before they are granted the money. The will is there, the funds are there, but we are learning. Same thing holds for universities. The universities are also learning. In fact, I would say I would be the harshest. I'm also critical of entrepreneurs. I see a lot of people who come up to me and say, I have a great idea. And I say, yes. And then they say, well, I won't tell you. Well, okay, I'll walk away. And then they run after me and say, well, wait. Aren't you going to ask again? Please tell me your... No, I'm not going to ask again. If you don't want to tell me your idea, go away. But what if you steal your idea? I walk away. That means you just don't understand how the system works. Entrepreneurs also have to learn. But hey, you can't blame it on them. Nobody's teaching them. Look at what the universities are doing or what universities are not doing. Now that entrepreneurship is fashionable, many universities are claiming to be entrepreneurial, but they don't understand the first thing about entrepreneurship themselves. You cannot become an entrepreneurial university by offering a course in entrepreneurship. You cannot become an entrepreneurial university by having a center for entrepreneurship. You have to think about the entire ecosystem and in what ways you can serve the ecosystem, including the venture capital, including the angels, including the entrepreneurs, including the IP lawyers. Everybody needs to improve their understanding of the system. That's where the university's real role is. Now, many of you know what Özyeğin University is doing in the way of entrepreneurship. I will not give you an advertising 2 minutes here about what we do. But what I will tell you is that currently we have 6 full-time staff in our entrepreneurship center. They do nothing else but entrepreneurship. We grew from 1 to 6, and we've learned in the process. I don't claim to know the playbook the day we started. We made many mistakes because we're entrepreneurs. We pivoted. In fact, our current startup factory, we call it version 4.0. We've improved it every 4 to 5 or 6 months. Now, what I want is I'm offering this help to anybody who is willing to listen. We want to transfer this know-how. Don't reinvent the wheel. Don't go through the motions of how to assist, how to help entrepreneurs as a university. We are willing to help for free to any university that wants to help entrepreneurs. And I've been saying that for 2 years, and it's rather frustrating. Nobody seems to care. And then people are surprised when we rank number 4 in our innovation and entrepreneurship list, and they say, oh, that's not fair, this is the new university. Hey, we're ranked number 4 because we know what we're doing the right things. You want to be ranked higher? Come, we'll help you for free. We don't see this as a competition. We have to be in this together, and only if we have at least a dozen universities that help entrepreneurs can we get somewhere. So if you like, please go back to the closest university administrator you have and say there's this crazy guy who wants to help you for free to improve the entrepreneurship education in your university. Maybe we will get somewhere. Our primary job is on the education side. Yes, we have an accelerator. Yes, we have 16 companies in our accelerator. Yes, we are offering seed startup funds to these companies, but our primary job is to facilitate. And the government's primary job is to enable. Everybody has to play their role properly. Right now, there's too much chaos. Everybody pretends to know everything. We also have pretenders because it's fashionable. But I think that's very natural. This is the startup of the economy of any sector. Startup of any sector, you see this glut of players that are pretenders. And eventually, things start to straighten out. So I'm extremely optimistic about the state of entrepreneurship in Turkey. We are going places with the government on our side, with the private sector on our side, with the entrepreneurs who are willing and trying to learn. I think we're going to get there in my lifetime. And I know that will make Burak really proud. Thank you, folks.
Thank you.